to share with you my journey from New Delhi, India to Frankfurt oder, Germany. Hello everyone, I am Shriya and I'm going to share with you my journey from New Delhi, India to Frankfurt oder, Germany. So talking a little about my profile, I did my bachelor's in commerce honors and my final grade was 6.8 GPA, which I feel is not a good score to start with. So I knew that I had to work on my profile in order to get an admit. So I knew that I had to work on my letter of motivation, I had to get letter of recommendations, I had to get a good score on IELTS, I had to build a good CV, and then I had to get work experience in a field which complements my profile. So I did all of that and I researched and I shortlisted 30 universities, out of which I applied to 10 universities and I got admit from 2 universities. Sometimes I feel that I should have applied to maybe more universities, but then these 10 were my top priority universities and I wanted an admit from these 10 universities only. So yeah, now I am pursuing Masters in International Business Administration in Operations and Information from Europa Universitat Viadrina or the European University of Frankfurt oder. Now, if you're asking yourself why Germany, and I asked myself why only Germany, like why should I choose Germany over all the other countries and India? So the first thing is the tuition fees. So it is relatively lower, and when I say relatively, I mean a lot more cheaper than in US or UK. And if you've seen Bharat's video, you already know that. But when I researched more about Germany, I also figured out and I also realized that all of Europe is within my reach if I am here in Germany. So I can pursue my career in any of the countries in Europe if I have done my studies in Germany. So that was also a big factor as to why I chose Germany over all the other countries. The first one definitely has to be the tuition fees, which is really low. Another thing would be the education system here, not only for bachelor's or like the high school system, but also like the master's education system is really different. It is really student friendly. This is the situation of my suitcase right now, and if I bring you here, I have to fit all of this. I think you'll get the labeled everything, and I'm gonna fit this there and then put all of this inside as well. So this. I have to fit all of this here inside these. This one's empty for now, but these two are completely full, so I'm gonna try to fit electronics here and then pack these two. Hello, so I have 3 more days to go and I'm heading out with my family to buy a few more things and take it off my list, and I still have to finish my final packing, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. talking a little about my journey. So I had my visa appointment on 20th August, and I went with VAYD, which is a visa at your door service, and I got my visa on 24th of September, so 1 month, 4 days. Then I booked the appointment for stamping, which was on 29th of September, and after that I received my stamped passport on 5th of October, and I booked my flight for 16th October. So I booked my flight through Vistara because they were offering 32 kgs of like 232 kgs bag for check-in and 17 kg bag for cabin, which I felt was like good for me. So I went with that, and I booked my ticket for 43,000 rupees at that time. Right now the prices have hiked, I mean, but yeah. So I booked my flight for 16th, and I reached on 16th. My flight was for about 8.5 hours. So it has been like a month and a week since I've been here, and I've got the hang of it now. How I felt after landing, like, or how I feel now, like I have been living here for a month now. So like I miss my family and I miss India, but it's not like I wasn't prepared mentally. I always wanted to come here, and this was always my dream. So was I was already prepared in my head, like this is all what I have to go through, and this is what I wanted. So I'm happy with it, and I knew that I had to do this and I had to live alone. And I have always been independent, so it wasn't that much of a shock to me to do all the work on my own, to do all the chores on my own. So it's not that much of like a big deal for me. But yes, I miss my family and I talk to them quite regularly, so technology has been helpful here. What else? Like when I landed, I sure had like a tough time to deal with things, but now I'm getting hang of things. I'm managing everything on my own, so it feels good. It feels good to tell your parents story about how you're dealing with things now and how you're managing everything on your own now. So yeah, it has been good, but some days not so good. So this is how my room looks like. I have managed to organize and move a couple of things here and there, and this is my view. So I have 5 tips for you guys from my experience, and things that I used, things that I would recommend you guys. And I'm gonna start with packing. First of all, once you started making lists, and please make lists, once you started making list of all the things that you want to take with you, and you've started packing your things, I would highly suggest you guys to go to amazon.de and check for prices of the things that you want to carry from India, and see like what are the rates here in Germany, and then you can decide whether or not you want to carry the item from India or you want to buy it from here only. So for example, like I did not carry any electronics with me, like blender or electric kettle, because I knew like the prices were quite similar, and then I knew for a fact that the plug won't go into the European switch, and I won't be able to use it in the extension cord as well because of the high voltage. So I skipped those, and now I'm gonna buy it from here. So that's my number one tip. So while you're packing and making lists, please go through the website and see if you want to buy it from India or you want to buy it from Germany. That brings me to my tip number 2, which is keep an eye out for sales and discounts. So a lot of you might already know about Black Friday sale, Cyber Monday sale, and if you are planning to come in the winter semester, there are a lot of other sales happening around this time of the year. So yeah, keep an eye out for the discounts. Keep looking like in your local stores as well. So the items that you are not bringing from India, you can buy it here at a discounted rate. And yeah, just keep that in mind. So tip number 3 is after you've arrived in Germany. So I don't know if this is applicable to all the cities, but here in Brandenburg, you have to quarantine for 10 days when you arrive, and on the 6th day you can go and get yourself tested. If you're tested negative, then you're no longer required to quarantine. So I quarantined for 5 days, and in those 5 days make sure to settle down. And I don't mean like settle down because it's gonna take a while to settle down, but I mean like figure out like where your Wi-Fi works, how it works, where your laundry is, unpack everything, organize your room, and make lists of things that you have to do after you are done with your quarantine period, and everything that you can do while at home. So online you can book your appointment for Anmeldung, which is the city registration, and for bank, for everything that you can do at home, make sure that you do that in those 5 days. So after you are free to like go outside, you get to attend your classes freely, and then you don't have to like figure things out at that time. So make sure to rest as well, but then settle down in those 5 days, unpack everything, and yeah, make lists of groceries, cleaning supplies, everything that you have to get, and that's gonna help you a lot after you are done with your quarantine. Now this brings me to my tip number 4, which is make schedules. So I have heard Bharat talk about making schedules a lot in his videos, and he is not wrong. So I made mine like on paper, so I prefer hard copy, so I've made mine. You can do it on your phone, on your laptop, but please make schedules for everything that you need to be that needs to be done. So yeah, if you want to stay up to date with your deadlines, with your due dates, and it really helps. So if you want to go out with your friends, you know exactly when your assignments are due and exactly when your exams are, so that you can plan ahead. And yeah, this would help you a lot. So tip number 5 is pretty obvious, everybody says this, but you realize it once you've reached here and you go out in public. So it is learn German before you come here. So even though my course is in English language, I have started to learn German. So my university is offering free course, but I wish I had already learned like at least A1 or A2 before coming here, because it really helps you in the daily life. So I had my Anmeldung a couple of days ago. I had like Anmeldung appointment a couple of days ago, and I have started learning. So I learned a few sentences in German, which I knew would help me there. And I spoke in German to them, and they were really nice to me. And yeah, it feels good when you are able to understand what they're saying. It's not just about like when you're going to the office, like, or when you're going for an appointment to the bank, or like anywhere in the public shops, but honestly it feels kind of rude when you ask them like, can you please speak in English? I don't know how to speak in German, when you're the one who's come to their country. And yeah, when you're able to understand, it really feels good. So I would highly suggest you guys to learn German at least A1, A2 before you come here. I hope this helps you, and if you are planning to come in the next few days, all the best. If you're planning for the next semester, all the best to you as well. And yeah, that's it from my side now. Bye bye.